according to WrestleTix, as we're recording this morning, they had a setup for AEW Forbidden Door with 17,392 tickets available. As of this recording, the latest tweet from WrestleTix is that they've distributed 17,159. So only 233 seats remain. This is a guaranteed sellout, but maybe the biggest headline of the whole deal, Jim. I believe this is the fourth largest gate in wrestling history.
Really?
Outside of WWE, of course, but the fourth largest non-WWE gate in wrestling history. So, the first two international Wembley AEW shows, those are going to be there. But then this one has to be on the list as well. It's pretty incredible to think the appetite for AEW, for WWE, for professional wrestling in the UK, whether it's Scotland or it's England. I mean, my goodness, Europe loves them some pro wrestling, dude, and God bless them for
it. Oh man, no kidding. I have so much respect and appreciation for the UK audience. I probably can't even put it into words, but it's just wonderful. They treat you great. They treat you great at the hotel, and we always stay at real good hotels. I don't even check them anymore. I get an itinerary probably tomorrow that'll have the hotel info on it, and they'll pick me up at the airport and take me to the hotel, and I'll get there real early, and so I'll have a little breakfast and then take a nap. It's a pretty routine deal. It's boring as hell, but it's what I do, and I like doing it that way.
We love watching AEW on pay-per-view. They seemingly always deliver. You and I've been saying that for a long time here on the program. No matter what you think about AEW, if your fandom says, oh, I like this company better, that company better, I challenge you, watch an AEW pay-per-view. You're going to get your money's worth. I've never heard of anyone who watched an AEW pay-per-view and then was like, nah, it just doesn't happen. They always deliver. Yeah. And it's because you get matchups that you don't often see. So we're going to run through some of the crazy matchups that are happening this weekend. Our topic today is going to be Jim Ross's 1995 and what a crazy time this was. Is he in the WWF? Is he out of the WWF? Wait, what the hell is Bill Watts doing here? There's a whole lot to unpack. So stay tuned for that. But first, Forbidden Door this weekend, there's going to be a reunion of sorts. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage are going to be teaming up really for the first time in a long time. Everybody remembers all their success from decades ago now. They are absolute bona fide Hall of Fame legends getting together against a young tag team. Kip Sabian, who's a personal favorite of mine, and Nick Wayne, who I count as a friend. I can't believe this interview I saw recently. Kip Sabian said Nick Wayne might be the best 20-year-old ever. The idea that this is a young guy, and I think people forget, he was sort of promised, or I don't know, maybe the carrot was dangled. Hey, you're going to be an AEW full-time wrestler. We just need you to graduate high school. And now here he is.
Good idea.
Against the former Edge and Christian. This is make-believe stuff here, Jim.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Conrad, to graduate.
Yes.
And I thought about that a lot. I have thought about it a lot over the years. But, you got to get good at finishing something.
Yes.
And so I think that anybody that's getting into wrestling as a teen needs to think about that decision. It's not the wrong decision, but it's a controversial decision, to say the least. And, the kid, he's a one-trick pony in this respect, that he's counting on pro wrestling to take care of all of his ills as he gets older. Now, he may be saving his cash, going to buy some real estate, which I suggest. And, I got the guy on the other end here right now that's the expert at that. So I have a little bit of an advantage. It's good. So anyhow, it all works out well. Excuse me, Conrad. I'm sorry. What is the, I was wondering, how do those fucking ear pods work? If I'm going to be on the airplane, I want to listen to something on my iPad. Should I have my the headsets like these, or do I get the buds?
I rock the AirPods. I do. And if you use an iPhone, best I remember, I think you'll love the AirPods. They're very intuitive.
Really?
Yeah. If you open it near your phone, you'll be able to just click along on the screen. And my dad had no problem pairing it. I'll say that.
I love your dad. He's smarter than I am. He's probably smarter than you are. I don't know.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Let's talk about some of the other matches from Forbidden Door. Of course, we know Takahashi is going to be in action. He's a big-time star, bona fide Hall of Famer. If you've never seen Takahashi, he's almost doing like a farewell tour. It's a big deal. You're going to want to see this. You're also going to want to see Mercedes Moné taking on all comers. She's got the TBS championship on the line, and it's going to be a four-way with a challenger from AEW, a challenger from CMLL, and even a challenger from Stardom. We're also going to see Zack Sabre Jr. defend his New Japan World Championship. We call it the IWGP World Heavyweight title against Nigel McInness. It wasn't that long ago. We all thought, hey, we've seen Nigel's last match because he's done a fabulous job on commentary. But we saw him come out last year at All In and Wembley. I'm so thankful and so appreciative that we get to see this. This is going to be a Matt classic. If you're in the mood for old school throwback European style, man, you're going to get that in a double dose here. Don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, it's going to be a great match. I'm very excited because that pairing has not been worn out.
Yes.
It's fresh. It's new. I'm sure that Nigel's opponent grew up watching a lot of Nigel on TV back in the day. So their styles mesh. There shouldn't be any awkward pauses, if you will. So I think that should be a hell of a match, really. And they're in London. It's like somebody here working the Garden. They're at the O2, and it was 17,000 plus on hand. So it's going to look good. It's going to sound good, and that's very motivational.
I can't stress how excited I am for this crowd. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's been great to see the big shows in Wembley, and I know we're going to see a great spectacle there next year. But the intimacy and the sound not just escaping up, and man, I just feel like it's going to be a loud, rowdy crowd. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see Kyle Fletcher defend his TNT championship against Takahashi from New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll also see the Hurt Syndicate.
And Conrad, excuse me just for 1 second. We'll go back to that Tanahashi slide. There.
Takahashi.
What is it?
That's Takahashi.
Takahashi. Who did I say? Tanahashi?
Yes, sir. He is in another match, though.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Takahashi is excellent. He's a hell of a hand. He's a little bit bigger version of Rey Mysterio. He can fly at any angle. He can turn defense into offense to the blink of an eye. Very colorful, a lot of charisma, but he's got that style that's just it's hard to replicate. And I don't think anybody can replicate it. Now, I don't know what kind of shape he's in. I haven't seen him work lately, but he's a very talented kid. And as I said, one of the great things about him is that he's innovative. And I think this match would be a great learning experience for Kyle Fletcher, who the company has huge expectations of. So it should be really good. Like I said, this is a match that I've never called. Now, I don't know if I'm going to call it a Sunday or not, but in any event, if you can watch the pay-per-view, you're going to love this match. I really believe that. It's not hyperbole. The son of a bitch is just excellent. And then Kyle Fletcher's trying to move up the ladder.
Yep.
And every time he gets an opportunity of this magnitude, it's incumbent upon him to put it all out there because he's building a resume. His opponent has already built a resume, so they have different they're having different plans. But one thing, Conrad, they both at the end of the day, they both want to have the best match on the show, and by doing that in their mind's eye, they're gonna pull out all the stops. It's going to be a real good experience for us fans, and if I get to call it, it's even better for me. It's better than sitting in the announcer's dressing room watching it on the monitor, which I may do. That's not a bad thing either.
I got to tell you, I'm pretty fired up to see what Okata and Swerve Strickland can do. This is for the Unified Championship. Okata is the longest reigning champion in AEW history. Swerve Strickland has firmly established himself as one of the pillars of AEW. This is going to have a big fight feel to it, don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, it'll be great. It harkens back to some of the earlier matches that I called of Okada's, Tokyo Dome, that type thing, a couple of times over here in the States before he signed with AEW. So they both got a lot on the line here. These are two big time talents on a huge stage that gives them the platform or the canvas to paint any kind of picture they want. And that's one of the great things about Tony Khan. He's still a fan, but he's just as you know, he lets you do your job. And God Almighty, I know I'm not the best at it, but after 50 years in the business, if I don't know what the hell I'm doing now, take me to the hospital or somewhere, a psych ward. So it's just I'm pumped like you are, Conrad. Every match that you've mentioned thus far is a match that I want to see.
Well, how about Athena challenging Timeless Tony Storm? Athena, man, she was a fan favorite over All Out Weekend, or All In Weekend, rather, in Arlington, Texas. She had a big match on Ring of Honor. Of course, then she picked up the big win the very next day at the pay-per-view. So here is her title shot. Timeless Tony Storm, clearly one of the best characters in wrestling today, but Athena, man, I think she's got a groundswell of support. What about the world title? MJF challenging Hangman Adam Page for the world title. I got to tell you, I've been really impressed with the growth and development of both of these guys. I know that, clearly they both had success in professional wrestling prior to AEW, but I would even go so far as to say these are like homegrown talent. And I know that Hangman had been in New Japan and he had been in Ring of Honor.
He'd also been in high school and junior high. What the fuck are we talking about? Sometimes fans can be overbearing, and hey, look, nobody loves their fans any more than me. I can promise you that. But golly, nitpicking is amazing in this society, and it's social media driven. Obviously, we know that. It's not that there's 2 or 3 new magazines out every month or a periodical that comes out every week or anything like that. It's social media that drives it. So, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when you open yourself up to the social media and when you exploit it to some degree, it's just hard to control. So you get a variety of opinions, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I learn the feelings of fans through social media. I got a Twitter account. I think I may have Instagram, but I don't run it. But I do handle my Twitter, and I've enjoyed doing that since I figured out what the hell it was. I probably had Conrad show me.
Well, I'll tell you who hasn't needed any showing around, and that's Hangman Adam Page. He's gone from basically being a supporting cast member when AEW first started. Now he is clearly the central figure. MJF takes issue with that. He's looking to recapture that glory of the world title. But the match that I think is going to be the one everybody's talking about, you want to talk about a spectacle, look no further than a lights out steel cage match with Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi teaming with Darby Allin, Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay to take on the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli and Jon Moxley, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. I don't know what to expect other than to say expect the unexpected. If Darby Allin's running around there's going to be something crazy happening in this one, Jim.
Yeah, there are. You're right about that. There's, I think that I wonder about the communication of something like this with so many participants, and will there be any communication problems? Who's steering the ship? Who's going to keep the rudder in the water? Because you got so much talent that can do so many great things. I'm sure we're going to be in awe. I'm like you. The lights out steel cage match is an attraction that we won't get again, probably. Not with these 10 guys. So fresh and new. I like that. Fresh and new. And we'll get to. I'm pretty sure I'll be calling that one because it'll go on. I'm sure it's going to go on last. I'm not sure, but I assume it will.
SaveWithConrad.com. My name is Sergio. I'm from Lancaster in California. The motivation behind just following through with this refinance was I have a baby on the way. So just wanted to get everything in order. In the past couple of years, just afraid to pull the trigger, but then it just seemed like the right time to do it. I went to multiple banks, not only the mortgage I had, but then I went to you, and then I also went to several others. And it just seemed like your team, they were just completely honest and outright. Also, all the information was just laid out for me right there and then, answering all my questions in a timely, efficient manner. Diane was just so helpful and above and beyond accessible with both texting and emails and just any information that they needed. She would explain to me what exactly they wanted me to send, and then if there were any issues, she was able to just resolve them pretty quickly, versus other companies that sometimes it would take a couple of days to get some information. We were looking to pay down some debt, also looking into making some improvements to the home, also build up our backyard, do everything, especially for our daughter coming. By doing this cash out, it's a good amount that we're saving, between $1,000 and $1,500 a month, I would say. It helped out tremendously as well. My name's Sergio. I'm from Lancaster, California, and I saved over $1,500 a month with SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. SaveWithConrad.com.